Making English easy for everyone.
Speak English with Jay and May.
Hey, English learners! Welcome back to Speak English with Jay and May, your cozy little place to build your English confidence. I'm May.
Hello, May, and hello, everyone. I'm Jay. May, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Jay. Actually, I've been thinking a lot lately. You know that feeling when you've been doing something for so long and you just want to stop and say, okay, I have been doing this forever.
Oh, yes. Like when I've been studying English for hours and my brain is just done.
Exactly. And guess what? Today, we're going to talk about the tense that helps you say exactly that, the future perfect continuous tense.
Wait, future perfect continuous? That sounds really long and scary, May.
I know. It sounds intimidating, but I promise you, by the end of today's episode, it's going to feel totally normal, like an old friend.
Okay, I trust you. But before we dive in, May, can I say something to our listeners real quick?
Go for it.
Hey, if this podcast is helping you learn English in a fun and easy way, please subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, turn on the notification bell, and share this with a friend who's learning English too. It really helps us keep going every single day.
Aw, thank you, Jay. Okay, English learners, let's get into it. Let's talk about future perfect continuous.
So, May, let's start simple. What exactly is the future perfect continuous tense, like in plain English?
Okay, so imagine this. It's tomorrow afternoon. You've been studying English for 3 hours straight, and your friend calls and asks, "What are you doing?" You want to say, "By the time you called, I will have been studying for 3 hours." That's future perfect continuous.
Oh, so it's about an action that will be happening continuously up to a certain point in the future.
Yes, exactly. You nailed it. It's about duration, how long something will have been going on when a future moment arrives.
Okay, that's actually kind of cool. So it's not just future, it's future plus a period of time, right?
Right. Think of it like this. The regular future simple says, I will study. The future perfect says, I will have studied. But the future perfect continuous says, I will have been studying. You're adding the idea of time flowing, like the action is still in motion.
Oh, I love that. Still in motion, like a river that hasn't stopped yet.
Yes, exactly like that. The river is still flowing when you arrive at the bridge.
Okay, so how do we actually build this tense? What's the formula?
Great question. So the formula is subject plus will have been plus the verb with ing. That's it. Will have been and then your action word with ing at the end.
So like, she will have been working?
Perfect. She will have been working for 5 hours by the time the meeting starts. You see how we added the time detail at the end?
Oh, the by the time part. That's important, isn't it?
Very important. The phrase by the time or by plus a future point is like the anchor. It tells us when we're looking back at the duration. By the time dinner is ready, I will have been cooking for 2 hours.
Okay, wait. That sounds exactly like something my mom says when she's tired of cooking.
Yes, see? This tense is very relatable. It shows effort, dedication, sometimes frustration. Like, by the time I finish this project, I will have been working on it for 6 months.
Wow, that actually sounds a little sad, but also very real.
Yes, it's honest English. It captures that real human feeling of, this is taking a long time and I want everyone to know that.
Okay, May, let me try to use it. By next year, I will have been learning English for 3 years. Is that right?
Jay, that is perfect. Honestly, that was a great sentence.
Really? Wait, I did it?
You did it! And notice you used by next year as your anchor point and for 3 years to show the duration. Both pieces were there. Beautiful.
Okay, I'm feeling confident now. But May, when do we actually use this in real life? Like, does it come up a lot?
More than you think. Actually, let me give you 3 main situations. First, to talk about how long something will have lasted.
Like my English studying example.
Exactly. By December, I will have been living in this city for 10 years. You're highlighting the journey, the time, the effort.
That feels kind of emotional, actually, like a milestone.
Yes, that's why people use it at anniversaries, project deadlines, big life moments. Second situation, to explain why something will be true in the future.
Ooh, you mean like giving a reason?
Right. By the time you arrive, I will have been waiting for an hour. That's why I'll be tired. The continuous tense explains the cause of a future state.
Oh, wow, that's really useful. You're not just saying you'll be tired, you're explaining why.
Exactly. And the third situation, it's great for plans or predictions where you want to emphasize the ongoing effort, like a runner before a marathon saying, by race day, I will have been training for 6 months.
That gives me chills, actually. Like you can feel the hard work behind it.
That's exactly the feeling this tense gives. It honors the process, not just the result.
Okay, May, wait, here's something I'm confused about. What's the difference between future perfect and future perfect continuous? Because they sound similar.
Oh, yes, this is where things get interesting. Okay, so future perfect. I will have finished the book. That focuses on the completion. The book is done.
Okay, and future perfect continuous.
I will have been reading the book for 3 hours. That focuses on the activity, the time spent, even if the book isn't finished yet.
Oh, so future perfect is about the result, and future perfect continuous is about the journey.
Yes, that is the best way to say it. Result versus journey. 1/10 celebrates finishing, the other honors the time you've been putting in.
I feel like this tense was made for people who want credit for trying, even if they're not done yet.
Honestly, yes. It's very much a please acknowledge my effort tense.
Okay, I love that. May, can we do some real-life examples, like everyday situations?
Yes, let's do it. Imagine it's Friday evening. Your friend calls and says, "Wanna go out?" And you say, "By the time I finish work, I will have been sitting at this desk for 9 hours. I need to rest."
Oh, that is so real. I feel that in my soul.
Or imagine a student talking to their teacher. "By the time I submit this essay, I will have been rewriting it for 2 weeks."
That one hurts, but also very true.
Or think about a couple on their anniversary. "By this time next year, we will have been together for 5 years."
Aw, that one is sweet. So it can be emotional and romantic?
This tense has range. It can be tired, proud, frustrated, romantic, depending on the situation.
Okay, wait, May, what about negatives? Can we say it in a negative way?
Absolutely. You just add not after will. So, by tomorrow, she will not have been sleeping well for a week. Or, more naturally, she won't have been sleeping well for a week.
Oh, that sounds like me during exam season.
Perfect example. And for questions, you flip will and the subject. Will you have been working here for 5 years by June?
So it's like will plus subject plus have been plus verb ing?
Exactly. Will she have been waiting long by the time we arrive? Very natural question.
You know, May, I want to try making a negative and a question. Um, I won't have been practicing English for very long by next month. And will he have been running the company for 10 years by 2026?
Jay, both of those are completely correct. I am genuinely impressed right now.
I think this tense is starting to click for me.
That's the best feeling. You know, here's the interesting part. A lot of English learners skip this tense because they think it's too advanced, but native speakers use it more casually than you'd expect.
Really? Like in regular conversation?
All the time. A doctor might say, by the time the patient's test results come back, she will have been waiting for 3 days. A coach might say, by the championship, we will have been preparing for this moment for 2 years.
These are really powerful sentences. They carry a lot of meaning.
They do, and that's what makes this tense special. It doesn't just tell you what will happen, it tells you the story behind it.
Oh, I like that. The tense tells a story.
Every tense tells a story, but this one shows endurance, persistence, the long road.
May, let me ask you something. Is there a common mistake learners make with this tense?
Oh, yes. The biggest mistake is forgetting have been and just saying will be plus ing, like saying, I will be working for 5 hours by then. That's future continuous. It doesn't carry the same meaning.
Oh, so I will be working is different from I will have been working.
Very different. I will be working just means the action is happening at that future time. I will have been working means the action started before that point and continued all the way to it.
So the have been is doing all the heavy lifting.
Yes, have been is the engine. Without it, you lose the whole idea of duration and continuity.
Okay, let me think about this. You mean like will be working is a snapshot, but will have been working is the whole movie.
Oh, I love that analogy. Snapshot versus movie. That is genius.
Thank you. I'm learning from the best.
Okay, let's do a quick imagination exercise. Listeners, imagine this. It's 5 years from now. You open YouTube, you find a podcast called Speak English with Jay and May, and you think, I have been listening to this podcast for 5 years. Now say it in future perfect continuous from today's perspective.
Oh, so from today, by 2031, I will have been listening to Speak English with Jay and May for 5 years.
Perfect. And that would make us so happy.
May, I just want to say this tense sounded scary at first, but now I feel like I actually understand it, and I even made my own sentences.
That's exactly the journey of learning. Something looks hard from the outside, but when you break it down step by step, story by story, it becomes natural.
And that's kind of what May does every day on this podcast, right? Makes things feel natural.
Aw, we do it together, Jay. That's the whole point.
True. Okay, May, let's do a super quick summary, just the key points.
Sure. Number 1, future perfect continuous equals will have been plus verb ing. Use it to show how long an action will have been going on at a future moment.
Number 2, it's all about duration, the journey, the time, the ongoing effort.
Number 3, by the time and for are your best friends with this tense. They anchor the meaning.
Number 4, don't mix it up with future continuous. Will be working is a snapshot. Will have been working is the whole movie.
I love that you used that again.
I'm going to use it forever now.
And number 5, this tense has real emotional power. It shows effort, dedication, and sometimes honest exhaustion.
Exactly. It's a very human tense.
It really is. Okay, English learners, we have one final question for you, and we'd love to see your answers in the comments.
Yes, here it is. By the end of this year, what will you have been doing for the longest time? It could be learning English, learning a skill, working at your job, anything.
Use the future perfect continuous tense and tell us in the comments. Like, by December, I will have been learning English for 2 years. We want to read every single one.
We genuinely love reading your comments. It makes our day.
It really does. And before we go, if you enjoy learning English with us every day, please subscribe to our channel and hit the like button on this episode. It helps us reach more learners just like you around the world.
And share this episode with a friend who's learning English. You never know, it might be exactly what they needed today.
That's so true. Okay, Jay, same time tomorrow?
Same time tomorrow. Thank you so much for listening, everyone. Keep practicing, keep going, and remember, every sentence you try is a step forward.
You've got this, English learners. We'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now.
Bye, everyone. See you tomorrow.